police continue to probe a shooting that took place just after 1 a.m. Sunday in the Joplin Bar District. Joplin police told News Talk KCRG an adult male suffered a gunshot wound to the chest just outside of Club XO at 502 South Joplin. He is currently in stable condition. If you have information, call the JPD at 417-623-3131. A suspect arrested now in the death of a former Joplin resident who was found dead in southwestern Colorado. 60-year-old Glenn Kenyon Lee Hunt was taken into custody in connection to the disappearance and death of Michael Kroll. Your News is a service of Freeman Health System, the most experienced team in our area for maternal child care, and it's the same distance from Monette, Joplin as it is to Springfield. Go to freemanhealth.com/maternity. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-2089-TIP. For News Talk KCRG, I'm Steve Smith on KIX 102.5.
An excessive heat warning in effect today could feel as hot as 117. We'll see clear skies, lows in the mid-70s tonight. Sunshine 100 for Tuesday, sunshine 100 for Wednesday.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is not showing anything over the 4 states.
72 in Monette, 72 in Pittsburgh, 75 in Joplin. To get signed up for severe weather alerts, head to the KIX app.
And it's time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. Today we're featuring Carthage Mark Twain, Mrs. Boyd's 3rd grade class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, guys. Man, you guys are there early. By the way, if you'd like your kids or your class group or whomever to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com and go to the Morning KIX page and click on the button there to find out how to upload your audio.
If it's easier, you can just call us and we can record them, though, at 623-1025.
So we've got a special way to celebrate the kids going back to school in just 20 minutes.
Here's Cole Swindell.
On KIX 102.5.
It's back to school. Morning, Jimmy.
Morning, everybody.
Beans is excited, but she's nervous because she's doing a new school this year.
Oh, that's right.
She's moved up a building. I keep telling her, I'm like, you're going to have all your friends and stuff still there. It's going to be okay. Just different
the peer
teachers,
pressure.
Staff and things. No, I hope not.
Is it a different, are they going multiple classes or has she already been doing that?
She's still just in one class for now.
Okay.
But she's still real nervous about it. And then the boy has the teacher that she had last year.
It hated?
No, loved.
Oh, okay.
So it's old hat for him.
She's an old hat?
Yes.
Is that what they call her, is an old hat? You get the old hat for a teacher.
Morning, Floyd. Oh, man. My eyeliner is still no good. You see that in the video? Oh, my gosh.
It looks good right there. Looks a lot
you.
better than the stuff you were wearing last week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In the video, I look like I'm doing this number. My eyes are hardly open. Morning, Sheila. Morning, Floyd. How's everyone's weekend? Staying cool, I hope.
I'm loving this weather. I think this is finally. I told my wife yesterday, I said, I feel like this weekend for the first time really, really felt like summer. Up
for the
until
first
now,
time?
yeah. Up until now, we've had to contend with heavy winds when we've had really hot days. And that to me does not feel like summer. That feels like Kansas. So for the first time, we had a really hot day that didn't have those ridiculous convection oven winds that ruined the day. So it was a really, really nice summer weekend day. The kind you could go outside at 8 o'clock at night and it was still hot and still felt like summer.
Miserable,
Loved it. Loved it.
No,
I got up early.
This is too much.
Did my mowing early on Saturday and spent the rest of the day in the pool. Loved it.
Yeah, you and I both, Sheila.
Just because y'all got sweaty wrinkles don't mean you got to ruin the season.
Hey, Gary, the wedding's going to be on December 15th.
Yep, mark it on your calendar, Gary. Hey, which, by the way, remind you, we're going to come see you on August 31st. Is that still okay? Will you be able to meet us? We haven't talked to him, I think, a lot about Gen Tours. So we're going to be bringing a group. I don't know how many. I know there's a lot of people saying, I'm going to be on the next one.
Right.
But we plan to come to the Coleman House and see that on December the 31st. And
or August 31st.
August 31st. And probably we'll be down there about 10:15, 10:30-ish.
How long's the drive to Miami?
It's about the same as Carthage.
Oh, okay. So we could probably do 10:15.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless you want a little bit more.
And I'm wondering if it might be better to come in from around by Quapaw and take you over to Pitcher that way.
Ooh,
Do that. Get that out of the way. Because here's my concern. There's so much to see at Coleman House. We're going to spend so much time there. We're not going to be able to see the other things.
Okay.
And those are really just you drive by and go, oh, my, yeah, okay. It's not something you stop and look at. So we might do that, which might make us a little bit later. So we might want to plan it around 10:30.
10:30. Yeah.
Just to let you see that. Or we could do it the opposite way. Get done at Coleman House. That might be better. Go do Coleman House first. Coleman House? Coleman Theater. What is wrong with me? Coleman Theater. And then on our way back to Joplin, go through those areas.
Either way.
Let's do that.
Okay.
So, yeah, we could be there about 10:15.
Morning, Megan.
He said, yes, he has that on his calendar.
Fabulous.
Okay, the wedding stuff will be on December the 15th, and it'll be here in the studio. And which, by the way, tomorrow, Jen is going to Sarah Laree Bridal up in Pittsburgh for to look over dresses and get stuff ready for the wedding.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I haven't done a lot of like in-person wedding stuff yet. This is the first real like putting my toe in the water.
It's going to be the real deal. And you talk about selection, those ladies. I mean, I've been in there. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dresses. I mean, it's a huge building. It just goes on forever. So you kind of have to have an idea of what you want in mind, and then they have it. That's just all there is to it. You tell them what you want, and they have it.
I think I want like a fairy princess, a ball gown kind of dress.
Oh, I was.
Something
Yeah,
real
there's lots of room
romantic.
for that. Big hoop skirts and everything in here. That's practical. There you go, Jen. All right.
I just think it's so
like
romantic.
a little fairy
and pretty.
tutu ballet thing.
Morning, Carol.
Is
There's just so many styles of dress and things, you know?
your video not updating? There it did. It started giving more comments. First, it was just Jimmy for the longest time.
My granddaughter found her dress. I've heard great things about it. I've never been in there before. I've talked with the girls before. They were very helpful when I was in a bow tie predicament, but. All right, you ready? 13 seconds.
What? What is it? What?
What? Huh?
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 710.
An excessive heat warning in effect today could feel as hot as 117. It's 75 in Joplin.
It's back to school.
Woohoo!
Most
Who's
of the-
more excited, the parents or the kids?
Parents, definitely parents. And in honor of it being back to school season and the fact that the Russians crashed a spacecraft on the moon last night.
Yeah, they were racing there. They're trying to get there to the Southern Pole, and it's a no-go, Russia.
Yeah, so we've got a special way to kick off your back to school season in just 11 minutes that honors both of those events.
Here's Florida Georgia line.
On the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Oh, it is now time to urinate.
In the bathroom.
Oh, all right, I guess.
Yeah, my kids are fairly excited for the most part. Thank you. I appreciate it. Beans is just, was there another earthquake, Jimmy? I know there was one on Saturday, the 5.1. Was there another one? Is Marissa excited for back to school, Sheila? And what about you? You're going back to school too. All of our teachers are headed back. Let's see. Okay, I don't think there was another one this morning. Yeah, it was the one yesterday. Wait a minute. August 20th at 5:18, and then August 21st at 12:25 a.m. at 3.9. Oh my gosh. I know the big one though was the 5.1 earthquake. That was the one yesterday. Good morning, Dorinda. Yeah, it looks like there was a 3 point something one this morning. Very, very, very early this morning. So, y'all, I tried doing lashes this morning. I was like, I'm just feeling like a lashes kind of day. And I guess I haven't worn them in so long I've forgotten how to wear them. And so I put these lashes on this morning and could not get them to just go on my eyes to save my life. And then I was running very late this morning, so I was like, oh my gosh. And I did not get all the glue off my eyes. And so my eyelashes keep like sticking to the top of my brow bone there. And then there's also a whole bunch of eyeliner like on the inner corner of my eye. And so it looks like I keep crossing my eyes. It's a real good look for a Monday, let me tell you. Yeah, it does. Oh, that stinks. I didn't notice it. Problem. No, it's not me then. It's not me then. What? I didn't even notice it until you said something.
I never wear this except for the more work, and I realize why. Not just that. It's just look how paper thin it is.
Well, you're so brown though. Like it kind of just goes together.
I need another yellow shirt. A different one.
What color is it?
Yellow. Yaller. A yaller shirt.
He needs a yellow shirt.
I need a yaller shirt.
Good morning, Sarah.
Oh boy.
Oh, good. We're back to that. Yeah, there was a 3 point something earthquake I just read very, very early this morning in California.
Another one.
Yes.
Yeah. Usually, if there's one, that's an indicator that the plates are at a breaking point. So you don't just have one earthquake. And the question is that first one the big event where the plates pop off from one another, or is it just, lead up to the big one? Because if that was a precursor, then when the plates finally do break apart from one another, it's going to be big.
I mean, I think that was the big one because the rest of the ones have been
Little bitty
lower
things.
magnitude. Isn't that how that typically works?
Well, what's happening here is one's going under the other one.
Right.
And what happens is they hang, and that builds up pressure. And when that pressure finally releases is when you have an earthquake. And so it could be a series of break aparts, like it could be hanging again, little bitty hangs before it happens. Or it could have been the big one, like you said, and could be moving on now.
I wish we had video. Do we have videos of what it looks like when the plates are moving and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's a...
You think there's going to be one bigger than 5.1, Carol? Is that what you're saying?
Tectonic plates during an earthquake. And then click videos. The PBS one, that's 3 minutes. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I don't see any tectonic plate description on there. Oh, yeah, they do.
We've got 30 seconds, Randy. Are you ready on this break?
Yep, there the PBS is the best one, I think. What am I doing here? You want me to forget again?
No, thank you.
I forgot earlier what we were doing to Epic.
Countdown, yes.
Very good.
Yay!
I don't know what the deal is. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 717.
Really, really hot today. An excessive heat warning in effect. Could feel like 117. It's 75 in Joplin.
117, actually.
That's what they're saying. It's going to feel like 117.
How do you even know what 117 feels like?
I don't know. And I don't want to know what it feels like.
The way if you want to know, you go in and you put your hand on the frying pan while you're getting ready for bacon.
That's a terrible idea. Don't go do that.
Well, it's 170. It's what it's going to feel like later today.
And of course, though, it's going to feel like this on the first day of school of all days.
Right. This is why it is the dog days of school, or of summer, of school.
School, right.
So we were telling you earlier how the Russians failed in their miserable attempt to land a spacecraft on the moon.
Yeah, they were racing to the southern pole of the moon. It ended in absolute failure yesterday.
So in honor of that big disaster failure, and because it's back to school, we thought we would get the day kicked off like this.
Initiate countdown back to school in T-minus 10 and counting.
10,
Return from last family vacation.
9,
Go shopping for back to school clothes.
8,
Argue with Teen Daughter about appropriateness of back to school clothes.
7,
Go shopping for school supplies.
6,
Ask as to the location of the backpacks they used last year.
5,
Cave in and buy new backpacks.
4,
Explain to husband why you spent so much money.
3,
Reestablish realistic bedtime.
2,
Wake children bright and early.
1.
And school time! We have back to school time. Kiss your kids and put them on the bus. Great job, Mom.
How long will it take to cook dinner in the mailbox today?
There you go. That's a good challenge.
I can't imagine it'll take that long, Floyd.
Of course, it may have some bugs in it, but
Some people like crickets.
did you see the video?
What video?
Come here, watch. So these plates rubbing together, one going over the top of the other one, and shifting. And what happens is they hang. Now that movement is what happens when an earthquake happens. It's supposed to move slowly, gradually, but when it hangs and pressure builds up, and then boom.
Are they sliding like this or like this?
They move in different ways. So it can happen way down, and what you're feeling is the release of that energy through the ground. So in the biggest ones, the actual tectonic plate rubbing that is releasing is happening as much as 10 miles down. So here's where the plates are. This is in the Caribbean. Some of the most ridiculous earthquakes have happened there in Dominica. The one, what was the name of the pirate city? Nassau. Yeah, near there in the 1800s happened, and people were up. The ground that they'd be standing on would turn to liquid, like, whoop, and they'd just sink in up to their waist, and then it would solidify again and cut them in half.
That's so scary.
Yeah. So,
And the San Andreas is another big one, right?
yeah, but neither of those are as big. See how it's moving like that? Neither of those are as big as the one in Missouri. And then it hangs. When it hangs, that pressure builds up, and then all of a sudden, boom, that's what happens. So the last time the one in Missouri was 1895.
And they're not necessarily on like a
That was
every 100 years.
No.
It's got a quake or whatever.
and that was a 6.7. Was not the big one.
So it was 8.7?
6.7. That's not a big one for that fault. The biggest recorded New Madrid earthquake was an M7.7. which is different than like what they're measuring. That's different than the scale that they're measuring the California quake on. In other words, it's so much bigger that they have a different classification for it. So the one that happened in New Madrid was felt in China.
Oh, gosh, that's scary.
The Mississippi River ran backward for most of a day.
How?
Was it
Was
a tornado?
it the polarization of?
Yeah, I don't know. It created an island, moved part of the state of Missouri. So if you look at the Boot Hill part of Missouri, you'll notice there is a small part of Missouri that is on the other side of the Mississippi River.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it was part of Missouri before the earthquake, and it moved it over there. And
Wow. That's amazing. The New Madrid? New Madrid?
New Madrid.
New Madrid.
Crowley's Ridge, which you drove across, I've told you about that. When you were on your way to Memphis, you go through all that bottom land that has everything right before you get to Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Okay.
South of Hoxie and Hardy and all those areas. After you come out of the hills, south of Missouri, you go through a big flat land that's nothing but rice and corn paddies and everything.
Yes.
And then at the end of that, there is this great long hill you can see off in the distance. And you eventually come up over that, and that's called Crowley's Ridge. And Crowley's Ridge was created by the New Madrid earthquake. That is where the New Madrid earthquake took the land and bucked it up and created a range of hills through there that were not there before. It was all flat land. Magnitude 7.7.
No, Megan, I forgot. I'm so sorry.
It woke up President James Madison in Washington, D.C.
Have you ever felt an earthquake?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I've been in multiple earthquakes. When I lived in California, they happened all the time, but I felt one in Missouri that was centered near Myrtle, Missouri. Wasn't that far from where I lived at the time. And I remember I was taking a nap in the living room watching TV, and I thought a big truck was going by on the dirt road out there because it's shaking the house. I'm like, good gosh, what are they hauling? And I got up to look out the window, and there was nothing out there, no dust on the road. And then it did it again, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is an earthquake. But I felt them here.
I've never felt them before. And, there was a period in Wichita where folks were like, oh, my gosh, I just woke up to an earthquake, and I never felt them.
If you'll look up, seismic activity, Oklahoma, you'll see there were probably some last night. So the thing about the seismology, they can now detect those little bumps that happen when the plates are moving against one another. So when they say earthquake, those are happening all the time.
There was one down in Watonga, Oklahoma, at 2.6.
Last night?
That was, the 16th. Kansas had one out by Kiowa on the 18th.
They happen a lot more than you would realize.
Wow. The United States Geological Survey. The majority of earthquakes in Oklahoma are caused by the industrial practice known as wastewater disposal. It's a separate process in which fluid waste from the oil and production.
Who is reporting that information?
The United States Geological Survey's actual website.
Okay.
Oil and gas production is injected deep underground, far below groundwater or drinking water aquifers. So Oklahoma has had a surge of earthquakes since 2009. Sarah says she felt one back in Neosho. Jimmy, we have had a small earthquake in Kansas. Missouri had one a few years back, aftershocks from one in New Arkansas. Mm-hmm. Oh, Northwest Arkansas. Okay, I was going to say, what's New Arkansas? It's down there by New Mexico or New Hampshire.
New Missouri.
New Missouri. But the boy had such a good time with my dad. That was great.
Did not want to come home or did not want to bring him home?
He wanted one more day with my dad. But my dad was like, I want to go see my girlfriend. Oh, nope.
Right on. Sorry, man, but Grandpa's got to go.
Yeah. But he had a good time, which was good. I was apprehensive.
What is this?
Your face.
No, that's not what it is.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man.
I have this new perfume. It's supposed to smell like Fruit Loops.
I know. It doesn't.
Community.
All right. Did you know,
No, tell me more.
yes, that between 2013 and 2021, emergency rooms saw some 20,500 kids treated for ceiling fan related injuries?
Really?
Yeah, this is a thing. So the study found head injuries from ceiling fans happen the most in two age groups. Babies under the age of 1 being hurt from lifted or tossed into the air by an adult, and then 4-year-olds jumping on beds, particularly bunk beds.
Yikes.
So this is a real thing. While a lot of them are treatable, there have been several fatalities.
That's so scary.
I told you not to sharpen those blades. That's why they call them blades.
I thought it'd be because there was the movie where the prankster guys were jumping up into the ceiling fan and breaking it.
So
I
now
figured
you
people
can't
were doing
toss a
that.
baby into ceiling fans. I am so tired of your rules. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater either. That's the thing.
Thank you, Megan.
What if they made the fan blades out of like foam, like the Nerf bullets?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What if they were just leaves? So it's like you're getting waved by palm leaves and someone can come feed you grapes. And
You'd have to change them all the time. Well, it's time for another warning label. Please do not throw babies into ceiling fans. I bet some study could probably find a correlation between the advent of ceiling fans and the decline of student test scores.
You know, when I was right after I had beans, and the boy for that matter.
You had an urge to throw them into the
No,
ceiling
I
fan?
never had an urge. They make you watch that video that's like, don't shake your baby. And now they're gonna add a new one that's like,
Don't throw them
throw
into
your
the
baby
ceiling
a fan.
fan.
And you had to sign like a contract.
I promise
you
I will
understood.
not shake my baby.
Yeah.
It is a thing. It really is. It's a sad, sad thing.
I know, Sheila, it is way too humid. I tried doing my hair and, well, you can see how that turned out.
Oh, I love this weather. I love it. This is my time of year.
No, I'm sorry, Sarah. I don't know why it doesn't work for you on YouTube sometimes.
They're fart loops is what they are, Megan.
Not fart
She's
loops. They
wearing
smell
fart
great.
loops.
It smells so good. It makes me want Fruit Loops. I don't know why, but one day I was like, I think I should have
I don't know why
Fruit
you'd have
Loop
trouble.
perfume.
Maybe try a different device, Sarah.
I would
Although
like
there's-
natural curl too, please.
Quite a few people on Facebook. Restream's access to your Facebook account will expire soon.
Okay.
Reconnect. Should I try that right now?
No.
Will we forget it later?
Yes.
Yes. Is this eventually going to be a big issue?
Yes.
Right? So I can't see how many are on there.
All right. 10 seconds. Here we go. Just a second.
No. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
So this past weekend, I watched First Blood from Rambo for Jen's movie Rehab, and something that has never happened before for Jen's movie Rehab happened.
We'll find out what that was right after Travis Denning.
On KIX 102.5. I
it's
can't believe it.
hilarious.
I can't believe
This
it.
is so funny. All right, so we'll find out. She'll tell you what happened to her during the movie. Was it you shed a tear?
No. No.
Did
I
you
did
fart?
not.
Be honest.
Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
So that's a regular event, not what happened.
I can't make chili in my house anymore. It's so sad. You want to put a spiral in your hair? I tried curling my hair, and it's doing whatever you want to call this thing. And at this point, I just want to put it in a pony and be done with it. But I don't have a brush here. I also sprayed a bunch of dry shampoo in my hair right beforehand. Because I was just, nope. Good morning, Romelda. I'm also wearing this shirt for the first time today, and I don't know how I feel about it. I keep fidgeting with it. I didn't know what to pair with it, and I just don't know. Y'all, it's the Monday. It is the Monday. And I need a sip of coffee. Hang tight. All right, Randy Brooks, come back. Oh! Ask and you shall receive. I literally just said, Randy Brooks, come back, and you open the door. Whoop. Curl holds best under. Oh, girl, my hair's real dirty. I haven't washed it in like a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
By the way, if you'd like to sign the petition to get her to take a bath, we've got it going on right now. Online, you can go do, and we'd appreciate your signatures on
I
that, please.
bathe every day. My hair's a different story.
Okay, but it's to get her to wash while she's doing it. So.
I just stand. Water.
And don't use tepid water. That's just gross. So the Gen Tours video is up now. You need to go watch.
Yeah, watch it on TikTok, though, because apparently it got cut off everywhere else.
Did it ever upload all the way?
Let me check. It was being
We're
real
going to try to
goofy.
put it on the website where everybody can have, if you don't have TikTok, you'll have one central place you can go watch it.
It says it's syncing.
Oh, boy.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Here we go. 7 seconds.
No, it's not. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
An excessive heat warning in effect today. Really hot. 117 is what it's going to feel like. It's 75 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast and 4 states news in 25 minutes. And because it is back to school season.
Next hour, we're going to be talking about the most creative way to wake up those kids.
And everybody can take notes and use them tomorrow on the ones that, first day of school, no problem. Kids want to get up. They want to go back.
Right, they're excited.
Second day, the novelty's already worn off, and good luck getting them out of bed on time.
And by the time Friday rolls around, you're going to be pulling on their legs, turning the lights on, and it's just not going to happen.
So that's what we'll be talking about in the next hour, and you can tell us your creative methods at 623-1025.
But this weekend, I watched another movie for...
And because Jen has never seen movies before coming to work at KIX, or very minimal movies.
You give me a movie to watch every Friday. I go home and I watch it, rank it 1 to 10, and let you know what I thought about it. Because we are very, very slowly but surely rehabilitating me, introducing me to classic movies and movies that I should have seen but haven't yet.
So one of the ones we couldn't believe she'd never heard of or seen was the whole Rambo franchise with Sylvester Stallone. So we assigned her the very first movie out of that franchise, First Blood.
Which, by the way, did
First
you
Blood.
know that Sylvester Stallone helped write the screenplay for this movie?
Well, it's based, the screenplay he did, yes. It was based on the book by, I can't remember, David someone. That's who it was.
What
It was
a great author,
someone.
David someone.
Thank
He's
you.
so good. He's one of my favorites.
My favorite author is David someone.
So here's the deal. This movie is very much out of my wheelhouse. It is a very macho man's kind of movie. It reminded me a lot of Michael Bay. There's a lot of explosions and big booms and manly macho men things. But I found myself getting really frustrated without this whole thing. I was like, one, leave him alone. Like, the man just wants to go eat at a restaurant, and this guy's kind of being a jerk about it. The deputy or the head sheriff was just not being kind to him at all, which was really frustrating to watch. And then, of course, he gets triggered, if you will. The Sylvester Stallone, or Rambo's character, does. He has all these awful flashbacks to Vietnam, and the next thing you know, he's going wild on these folks, but he's not killing them. They make a real big point to say he could kill you, but he's
He
not.
doesn't.
Here's the thing. I fell asleep watching this movie. You would think a movie like Rambo, I would be able to stay awake through it, right? There's all this action and explosions and fighting. No, it put me to sleep. I took me 2 separate nights to finally get through this movie.
I think it speaks to your life experiences.
You know, I think it speaks to my feelings about this movie and just how much it just did not connect with me. I thought the very end of the movie, when he finally spoke about his experiences in Vietnam and how alone he felt, I thought that in of itself was very interesting.
In other words, you like the touchy-feely part of the movie. The shoot-'em-up survivalist part of the movie, not so much.
No. And it put me to sleep. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I tried really hard. I was like, be objective, Jen. Don't try to be too you about it. Just enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy the cinematography and the acting and things like that. But for me, I just could not get into this movie to save my life. So on a scale of 1 to 10, First Blood Rambo, I give it a 6.
So she was unable to not be Jen while watching this movie.
Imagine that. It's a hard thing to not be yourself. But, I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just not a movie that I could get into, you know?
All right. Well, we'll do something along more your wheelhouse this coming Friday for another edition of Jen's Movie Rehab.
On the Foresight's #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
Our buddy Forrest Staunchill, brokered by Real.
I hit it and it started stopping.
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, what?
Randy, was that your first time ringing the bell at the courthouse?
Yeah. That doesn't happen very often.
I wish I could have never been up to the top, same. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't let very many people up there, so.
And he's already made it very clear, like, we're going there for
Haunted Spook Tour.
But
We
we're
will not
going
be going
up
up
there.
into that.
Mm-mm.
So you get to see the remodeling and everything. We get to hear some of the stories of some of the supernatural stuff that's happened around the courthouse or been associated with the courthouse during the spook tour. We'll go up to the 2nd floor, but we will not be going higher than that.
Which is probably a good thing, because there were a lot of things that you could hurt yourself on.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see the stairway that we were going up in the bell? What do you call that room? The room that originally held the pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
So there used to be this massive pendulum that swung back and forth as the clock's
I
mechanism.
wish that was still there. That would have been so amazing to see.
Yeah. That big open room, that was pretty amazing that the bell was in.
I wish I would have gotten a video. I know I've said this before, but that little tiny spiral staircase, I don't know how I would have shot that.
I don't either.
But, I mean, it's literally like
So
a closet.
here's the deal, too. That room that you see the bell in, that is on top of another big room. So we had to go up a stairway first to get into that room, and then another stairway we had to go up. So 4 flights of stairs we had to go up. Little bitty old rickety built in 1917 stairs.
Right.
And that room that the bell was in, that was massive. That was a huge
It was
heist.
huge.
I mean, like
Yes.
40, 50 feet,
Yeah.
probably.
I wish there would have been a little bit more in the corner so you could actually see the full depth of that room.
Me too.
Mhm.
That was amazing.
And then also I would have gotten a more to the side view of what exactly we were signing when we signed that white wall. Because it just looks like we're riding on who knows what.
Public property.
Right.
Yeah. No, that room is what the clock mechanism was in originally. So when you see me, Charlie telling me to pull the deal, we're inside that white room.
Right.
And it's inside its own room. So a lot of people have never seen that. Yeah, Muse is not doing it.
What the heck?
I'm afraid what you're going to have to do probably is get it on your computer and upload it on a desktop. So you're probably going to have to send...
Oh, did you cancel it?
No.
Okay, well then it just canceled of its own accord.
It's never showed it to me.
It just flashed a message that upload canceled and it disappeared.
Oh, there you go. I'm afraid, what you'll have to do is probably send it to yourself or somehow put it on Google Drive maybe.
Okay.
And then we can download it to the desktop. And then, again, it's so much quicker, isn't it? Isn't this so user-friendly?
Yeah, this is great. So do I have to keep it open for
I
it to
don't
upload
know.
or what? I wonder if that's part of
Probably.
the issue is.
Probably.
I'm not leaving my phone just open.
Probably.
And then I do have a whole other TikTok I'm working on for the
Civil War
Civil
stuff.
War Museum. I just didn't want Facebook and socials to
Well,
choke it if I put
And it would be
two back to
way
back,
too
you know?
long.
Well, yeah. But if I'd put 2 videos up back to back, I didn't want it to
And we didn't
limit what we
expect.
do.
I mean, of the courthouse, we thought the most was going to be just getting to see the outside of it. No,
Yeah.
it's so pretty. And move on then.
Mhm.
But then Charlie came out and said hey to us, and we got to go in. Wish we could have gotten like the writ of incorporation, that deal. Did we even take pictures of that?
Yes.
You need to send me. I would love to have all those pictures that you have, because I only got 2 pictures because I was so busy just going, wow. I didn't take like any pictures. I took one in the turret, or had you guys take one of me.
Right.
And then I took one looking out of the upper
Oh,
level.
yeah. Let me send you this picture.
But I didn't take any of the bells or anything.
I found that license plate, or I was behind that license plate driving to pick up the boy. Let's see. It is this one here.
There's one. And I wonder if... I date dads. Okay.
What? I clicked to send it to you, and it immediately said not delivered.
That's weird. That one sent fine.
What is going on? I turn off Wi-Fi? Is our Wi-Fi not working here in building?
I don't know.
It's not.
Your flash is on.
There you go.
There's 4.
Oh, you're probably
No,
gonna
there's
get 12
one.
then.
Okay, yeah. So this is the original writ of incorporation that he showed us for the city of Carthage. Right there. From, what's the date on that?
Was 18.
8. A step. I can't read it. He did a flourish.
Something 1841.
1841.
February 20.
Handwritten there. Look at that.
February 25th AD 1841.
That's what it is. The AD threw me off.
I mean, his handwriting's gorgeous.
Yeah, and
I was
when you
very
send
impressed.
a video, unfortunately, from Apple, that's what happens
Oh,
to it on Samsung.
boo.
It's because of the AAC files.
Lame.
Okay. And any other pictures you have, I would love to have that, just of the deal.
I've got a bunch. Seg.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. You know, I think there is a much more appropriate movie for this time of year.
Yeah, what's that?
I'll tell you right after Dylan Scott.
On the 4 states #1 for country?
KIX 102.5. Yeah, that's a pretty picture.
Which one?
That. Oh, thank you for those. Yes, those are great.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just sending you a bunch. Do you want the video of you pulling the bell?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's such a good picture there.
Which
looking
one?
over the bell.
The one
from
of you
above.
smiling up at it?
No, from above the bell. Where you're
Oh,
looking
yes,
down.
yes.
So this is the bell room that we were talking about from above it. So you can see, unfortunately, there's so much sunlight coming in that it gets washed out. Can the camera do? Nope, it cannot. So you can see how high up we are right there, looking down into that room where the bell is.
I wish the light wasn't washing it out so bad.
I can fix that.
It probably sent you about 20 different text messages there.
Yep.
And it says it's still failing to send. What the heck? So which ones are you not getting?
I don't know. I've got a ton. There's the elevator. So that's what my phone will do.
Oh, we got to go, Randy.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 749.
Really hot today, and excessive heat warning in effect. Could feel as hot as 117. It's 75 in Joplin.
Because the kids are going back to school, today you probably didn't have a difficult time getting them out of bed, but tomorrow could be a different story.
So we're talking about the best way to wake up your kiddos in the morning.
What's the most creative way of waking someone up who didn't want to get out of bed that you've ever heard of?
You can call or text to let us know at 623-1025.
You know, we were talking about Jen's movie Rehab. I think there's a much scarier movie idea that they should be doing this time of year.
What do you mean?
Like this would be the trailer for it. Check it out.
This fall, an invasion is coming.
Oh my God! There's so many of them!
When a record number of sticky fingers and snotty noses take over our elementary schools.
No! Not another bus full!
It's Attack of the Kindergartners. An army of 5-year-olds with untied shoes and giant Paw Patrol backpacks are about to take over our schools. And the last line of defense, underpaid teachers.
I'm pinned down! Send in reinforcements with more finger paint!
Attack of the Kindergartners.
Hurry! I can't hold them off until recess!
There's always that one kid who pukes all the time.
Oh, no.
Now, every class has 3 of them.
Back up! Get me the janitor with the mop!
Attack of the Kindergartners. Terror has a new face, and it's got a milk mustache.
Stop eating the paste! No!
That's good.
So check it out now.
Yeah, that's way better.
There is a way to compare, and I can't remember what that is. You can compare once you download. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
It's got a deal that it erases like sunlight streams and reflections, and we'll just automatically go through and do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it looks great. Gosh, I love how the wood looks now. It's beautiful.
There. Yeah, maybe now you can see it.
Yeah, that's much better. So where did the pendulum used to be then?
I guess it would have had to have been near that,
Right?
but above it, right above it, swinging back and forth in there.
Is that what this is here for, you think? I mean, because you've got this little panel, I guess you could walk out on and take care of it if you needed to.
Possibly. Who would want to do that?
I don't know. The pendulum caretaker?
Man. There are cell phone towers or antenna up there that broadcast cell phone signal.
And I've got a little bit of it. Did I show?
Yeah, you can see the one on the window there by the bell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that emergency air raid siren that she had on the video, that is right underneath the bell and is no longer used.
I've got a bunch of Carthage through the windows, but I don't know if you want those or not.
Nah, I've got a bunch. I had a couple of those.
Oh, here's the one of you actually signing. The wall upside down.
Yeah. Thank you for those.
You're welcome. You think it's probably been long enough that I can make one for the Civil War Museum, or should I let this one simmer for a little bit longer?
I would. I mean, you might get it made and then maybe launch it on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
I wouldn't worry about it until then.
Does that look any better?
Well,
No? Okay.
we could try.
Honestly. Not in the facetious Randy way.
It looks fine. It didn't look bad before.
It looked a little sad. Not that it looks much less sad now. Oh, I've got coffee on the table. I brought
Posse on the table? Oh, coffee.
Thank you, Dorinda. So are all the videos dumb like that?
Yeah, anytime you send something from Apple, from iPhone to an Android, that happens every time.
Annoying.
It's because of Apple's proprietary video file type. Because they refuse to do MP4 or anything like a normal video.
There you go. Bucket o' margaritas. So I was thinking about it on the day of the wedding. Are we going to have like a space like in the conference room to get ready?
Yeah, I would think so. That's where.
Oh, that's what I was
probably have
planning.
yeah, that's a good idea. I think that is a logical choice.
Okay. And Kyle's flip-flopping again. He's not sure he wants to wear his uniform.
Why? I think that would be a really cool element.
I think it would be wonderful, and I want him to.
Why does he not want to?
Part of it is because he'd have to shave and cut his hair,
Ow.
which it's hair, it grows. Another part of it is he still doesn't have the stripe on his uniform, which I said, Kathy already gave me the name of someone that we can go to. That can be a non-issue. Get ready in a cubicle. I mean, if MJ's going to be in here with Randy, then I could get ready in my office.
I think the conference room would be fine.
Yeah.
Everybody else will need to come ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that looks cool.
So I figure the way it'll work is, oh, my lantern, there's something. Is we'll have the processional. So Kyle will walk in,
Mm-hmm.
best man maybe.
And this will be all the stuff we do commentary to.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll have flower girl, ring bearer. Actually, I think we'll reverse that. We'll do
Groom
Kyle,
comes first.
Kyle, groomsman, bridesmaid,
Groomsman.
groomsman. What did I say?
Groomsmen.
Oh, groomsman. Yes,
Yeah,
one.
one.
One. And then Beans and the boy. And then me. And then we can have words of welcome.
From
And the
Megan.
intro from Megan. And then we could do probably vows after that, wouldn't you think? And then if anyone wants to say no to this, they can.
Do they not do that at the very first?
The vows?
No, if there's anyone who knows why they should not. I think that would be like the preclusion before you do anything else.
Oh, even like before an intro and stuff?
No, the intro and then that.
And then that. Yeah, that would make
And
sense.
then you go into the ceremony
Mm-hmm.
and the normal flow of things. I've seen it done at weird places right before the Kiss the Bride. And I've always thought,
No, don't do it
that's
then.
a weird place to ask that question. I would think you'd ask that first and then go into the vows.
Yeah.
Then after the vows,
We can do
the song,
the song while we're pouring sand, if we do the pour sand thing.
and then after that, the rings,
Yes.
and then after that, the kiss, and that's it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we need to flesh that out in an outline,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can maybe attach scripts to the certain parts.
Yeah.
And then share it with Megan, and we'll get we'll look over the ceremony that Jen wants and attach that and get it to you, Megan, so that you can be memorizing, practicing, copying, printing, whatever you need to do with it.
Jimmy says have a rehearsal the night before.
We are definitely going
Yes.
to have a rehearsal. I don't know
Yes.
about the night before or the morning before, but we will definitely.
At some point, there will be at least one.
We'll be running
Not more.
through as if it's happening.
Yeah.
I would say the day before.
I think it'd be a huge disservice to not.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Maternity. Maternity.
An excessive heat warning in effect today could feel as hot as 117 this afternoon. We'll see clear skies with lows in the mid-70s tonight. Sunshine 100 for Tuesday. Same thing on Wednesday. Sunshine highs right around 100.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar's not showing anything over the 4 states.
75 in Miami, 76 in Pittsburgh, 80 in Joplin. They get signed up for severe weather alerts. Head to the KIX app.
So, since it is back to school season, most of the area schools were going back today.
We're talking about the most creative way to wake someone up.
That doesn't want to get up, especially.
Yeah, it could be you, something that's happened to you, maybe a way that you wake up your kids. You can call or text to let us know.
623-1025 or tell us on Facebook.
It's Luke Combs.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Okay, somehow I got a hair in my mouth. Midway
Follow
through
us
that
down
break.
where?
Are you guys talking about the
they're
show
talking about
still?
the show. Okay, I was like, what? We're meeting her where? Do you have a picture of the room? I know you've got the video of me ringing the bell and everything, but did you get any pictures of the room that was in that top part?
No, and I wish I did. That phone's ringing.
What? Hi there, Morning KIX. What's your best way of waking up someone that doesn't want to get out of bed?
We had an old Siamese cat. Most of those are real bad at, the Siamese squall.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning, she'd go right to his bedroom, jump up on his bed, and wake him up with her
You know, there are way worse ways to be woken up by a cat.
I know, but that just freak you out. Some cat standing in your face. Yeah, saying meow.
Thanks for calling.
Have a great day.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say he just throws the cat on the kid.
We'd wait until she needed to take a dump
Nah.
and then put the cat on his face.
Put a puppy on them to wake them up. Who's not going to want to wake up to a puppy? Megan says, I'll memorize some, but I'll have my notes so I don't fumble.
Sure.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, of course.
You don't have to memorize it all, Megan. That's okay. Especially the whole vows part. Have you thought about what you're going to wear, Megan? I think she ought to have a robe.
A robe, yeah.
A robe would be awesome.
She mentioned a jumpsuit at one point.
Well, that's okay to mention things like that, but a robe would be awesome. I don't know where we get a robe. Like a choir robe would work, even.
I don't know where you get it. Yeah, where do you get a choir robe from these days?
Or even a graduation gown. You know, that kind of thing. Make it look official, like a judge's robe thing, kind of. I think a judge's robe would be awesome, but I don't know where you get something
Do you know
like
a judge?
that. I know a few judges, but I don't know any that would loan me their robes. Patchwork. Yeah, that's what we were afraid of. But a robe would be awesome, Megan.
I bet there's got to be something on Amazon.
Yeah, let's buy her a robe.
$14.99 on Amazon.
Boom.
There we go.
We got you a robe. It makes it look official.
Very official. Ooh, we can get it in all different colors, though. Black, red, white, baby blue, bright green. Probably just black.
Black would probably be, or to match the colors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Matches the colors that way. It's called a Happy Secret robe.
So you can hide your happy secret in the robe, which I think most judges do. But you can also use this to start your own Judge Megan show on TV.
Oh, wait. She says she has her red graduation gown.
That would work.
That would work.
And red is one of the colors.
It is.
So there you go. We don't have to buy one that way.
Beautiful.
I'm surprised you got to keep your graduation gown.
I did too. Mine's navy.
You did? Mine, it was a rental.
Really?
Yeah. Got to keep the cap, and that was it.
Oh.
Same with my daughters.
Huh.
Yeah, you just automatically, they had them all arranged for you, and you just paid your rental. It wasn't even an option to keep it.
Weird. I guess when the boy graduated preschool, we rented his. It was adorable.
Oh, still have video of Lauren's.
Yeah, Megan's we paid for, we kept it. That's what we did. You watched her graduation video?
Yeah.
No.
From her from preschool.
Just feeling nostalgic.
Where is that? I'm like, where is that saved at? I'm not even sure where that video is. Oh. No, we bought their caps and gowns. We did for Lauren and Amber? Correct me on that. You didn't know. Where is Lauren's graduation video?
Dorinda said she kept hers and her kids.
Well, I didn't.
Maybe they just didn't want you to keep yours specifically, Randy.
Probably. She has no idea where it is. Okay, well, that's a lot.
Where were you watching it? Oh, phone.
I can't remember. Hi there, Morning KIX. What's your best way of waking up somebody that doesn't want to get out of bed?
Oh, you just crack the door open and say water.
Water.
Yeah. You go to the bathroom and come back, and if they ain't up, you throw cold water on it.
Boom.
Oh, that'll do it.
Thanks for
Thanks,
calling.
have a great day.
That just wore him out.
All right, Randy, 9 seconds. 7. 2.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
An excessive heat warning in effect today could feel as hot as 117. It's 80 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes, tell you about how hot it's going to be all week long.
But with today being the first day back to school for a lot of folks.
We are talking about your most creative way of waking up someone that doesn't want to get out of bed.
Because let's face it may be easy this morning because you've got the novelty of the first day of school. But after today, I bet you it's going to get a little bit more difficult.
So the rest of you can just take notes today and then try out some of these methods tomorrow to see which one works best.
Call or text to let us know it works for you at 623-1025.
Here's Chris Stapleton
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. When I opened up my pictures, that is the one that showed up.
Aww.
Speaking of weddings, she's crying.
Aww. What kind of gown does she have?
I don't know. We bought it for her. That was our gift to her. But I remember it was quite pricey.
It's beautiful. See, I want a gown like that. It's not like a little dinky thing. It's got some oomph in the skirt.
Well, you get to go pick tomorrow.
Morning, Will.
I wonder where that is.
We had to turn ours afterwards. That's why they said to make sure you wore something under. Oh, you had to turn yours back in.
Yeah, same.
Are people normally naked under their graduation gowns?
Isn't everyone?
uh,
No.
I don't remember what I wore. A dress of some sort. I don't think I really even wanted to be at my graduation. I was like, okay, we did it. Let's move on. Do other things now.
I had to sing at mine.
Oh, you sang a solo or in a group or
In a group, and I also had to play. They had like a whole bunch of songs. I'm like, really?
What did you sing?
So there is graduating high school.
No.
And she had done so much stuff to her mortarboard that it was not, the only red was on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
What's it say on top?
I can't remember. She did a whole bunch of stuff to it, though. That's become a whole thing, decorating your mortarboard.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going to pick who's going with? So tomorrow it's just Brett and I are going to go have some initial conversations with them and
Yeah, it's not
kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for.
it's not open to the public.
Yeah.
And there's Gina's wedding dress.
Mm-hmm. I love the back of hers. And once we have that initial conversation, then we'll schedule another time where Randy can go and then you guys can come too.
That's a better shot of it.
So is the sash a part of her sleeves?
Yes.
That's cool.
And it tied. She still has it. I mean.
How long is it? The sash?
Good question.
That's beautiful.
Is it a good question? I mean, there you go. Not ridiculous.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wish I could find that video of her. I know I have it somewhere.
Well, where were you watching it?
I can't remember.
I do have black gaucho slacks and a black and white top that would look good under my gown. Done. My outfit is done. Holy, good job, Megan. You're a step ahead of pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got to figure out what I'm wearing for like the reception and all that stuff too. I don't know. They were asking about helping decorate in sales the other day. I said, you guys got to get with the KIX fam on that one. So they've taken the lead, thankfully, on a lot of this stuff. Okay, every time I move my wrist, I keep getting whiffs of Fruit Loops, and it's so lovely. Are you really not smelling any Fruit Loops?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing. No Fruit Loops.
What are you smelling?
Poop.
No.
I'm not. I mean, I can't help that.
Well,
it in
maybe you
here?
shouldn't have pooped your pants.
Maybe it's in here.
Close, Jen. We're close. Oh, man. Text to talk is not. What are we trying to say, Floyd? Jesus, scared me.
That's on there.
What is that on?
On there.
On there.
It's on there.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't know where it is. Well, that's enough time spent on that.
Morning, Scott.
It's weird when your chest pops.
Your chest just popped?
Yeah. It went,
That's not a good thing.
huh. That's kind of odd. The song Fat Bottom Girls is dropped now from Queen's Greatest Hits.
Why?
I don't know. Said the record company now figures that the 1978 song, An Ode to Voluptuousness, written by Brian May, is too offensive in today's cancel culture. Says one industry insider, it's woke gone mad. Big fat fanny's getting the boot. Is outrageous. Now where can you hear Fat Bottom Girls? Except on every radio station, Spotify, iTunes, Sirius, internet, radio, bar, restaurant, roller rink, bowling alley, and ski resort in the country.
Do you know how many other songs would have to go if that one is considered offensive?
Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard Francine by ZZ Top? Look that up. I always saw this song, Fat Bottom Girls, as a promotion for exercise. They keep telling Fanny to get on your bikes and ride. Apparently she needed 2 of them. But what about Baby Got Back and My Humps, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Francine.
AC/DC's got some stuff that pushes it too.
So the lyrics are, got a girl, her name's Francine, finest thing you've ever seen, and I love her. She's all that I want. I need her. She's all that I need. Well, Francine, oh, Francis, why? Okay, here she go. Well, Francine, oh, Francis, why do you love me and make me cry? How I love her. She's all that I want. How I need her. She's all that I need. If I ever caught her with Stevie P, I'd throw her back in the penitentiary now. And if I caught her with my mother's son, I'll call her daddy and get my gun. My Francine just turned 13. She's my angelic teenage queen. And I love her. She's all I want. And I need her. She's all I need. Yeah, that was the one.
No.
I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. There's a ton of songs like that are upset. Well, what was the song? Winger. She's only 17.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I don't think that they're not the only bands that have songs.
Oh my gosh, no. I mean, the Beatles did. She was just 17, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. There was Kings of Leon had like a knockoff group that they were doing. And they have a song about an underage girl losing her virginity.
Nice.
Yeah. Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues, I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Yeah. There's so many songs that you're just going to have to cancel based on the criteria of today's cancel culture. Which is a stupid, politically correct thing.
No, thank you, Kyle. He says I look adorable. You're so sweet. Are you ready?
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 Are you ready? Are you ready?
What if I just do though? I can't do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
No, you would hate it.
Do it.
Spitting. Why do you keep spitting?
Got something in my lip there.
It's like when I got a hair in my mouth during that last break.
By the way, the teacher relief package is now live.
Here we go. Seg.
Gotta check and make sure they got that put up. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Ones to know what's the best way to wake someone up who doesn't want to wake up?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
Here's Kenny Chesney.
On KIX 102.5. It is up. I'm just going to go in and take off a few other things.
Where is it in the...
Third one over. It's so missable. It's easy to not see it. But I put an end date, August 18th, as the end date for Sam Hunt, but it's still on there. End dates just don't work.
Remember how we were really excited about that?
I know. They put a space for it, but it just doesn't, it's not functional. Okay, there you go. Teacher relief package. I didn't click on it. I probably ought to do that. Yep, there it is. You can nominate them, the teacher and the school.
Mine's taking forever to load. Is your thing actually loading all the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just took a little bit. Oh, there's a new thing on Facebook. Professional dashboard.
Because I don't actually have a button to nominate. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a space where you put in the teacher name and the school.
Okay. I don't have that. There she comes walking down the street singing do what diddy diddy dum diddy do. Right?
So now we talk about content for Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, we're looking at like the Morning KIX Extra has a post reach of 386 and engagement of 3, which is pretty good for Facebook, really, considering how they choke outside content. Weekend Watch List had 643 reach, but no engagement. The Gen Tours had 1,180 reach, but no engagement. But you look at something, tell us about the last time you were sent to the principal's office. Post reach, almost 1,600, engagement 155. Those things still, the topics.
Gen Tours did have engagement because we've got 13 likes, 3 comments, and 3 shares.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:20.
An excessive heat warning in effect today. It could feel as hot as 117 this afternoon. It's 80 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 5 minutes. But since it is the first day back to school for a lot of the area schools,
we're talking about the best way to wake someone up who just doesn't want to wake up.
Yeah, you can use this information tomorrow or the rest of the week when they don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, so call or text to let us know what you do at 623-1025.
What's your best way of waking up someone that doesn't want to get up?
But I know what would work for you.
Oh, yeah? What would work for me?
Yell snake.
Not only would they get them out of bed, that's going to get you a brand new doorway.
Okay.
What is your go-to way to wake someone up who doesn't want to wake up?
You know those bottles that you mist plants with?
Oh, yeah.
Water bottles?
An atomizer, yeah.
You take it and you fill it with ice cold water and you just give them a little mist. They'll get right up.
You break my heart. You're such a great mom.
Well, my boys, it was almost impossible to get them up. The only thing, it only takes a couple squirts. They'll get right up.
It's not the only thing, though. If you hook up the wire to, like, the AC outlet and stick to their toes, that'll get them.
No, Randy, that's
I'm just,
so mean.
It was just inaccurate. She said that's the only
What
thing.
is your go-to way to wake someone up who doesn't want to wake up?
Well, I got 3 kids, and they got to go to 3 different schools, so I have to use a cold, wet wash rag.
What do you do with it? Beat them with the cold, wet wash rag?
Put it on their faces.
Kind of like waterboarding, you put it over their face and pour a little water on it.
Hey, it wakes them up and it gets them up.
And they'll tell all the state secrets, too.
What is your go-to way to wake up someone who doesn't want to wake up?
It was my dad, but it's the way he woke up my youngest son when he would come down to visit us from Illinois. My youngest son had a waterbed when we first moved down here, so he would go in and start pushing the waterbed until he got giant waves going. And then it would kind of wash my son over to the side.
Ride the wave, kid. Ride the wave.
Yep.
What is the best way you know of waking up someone who doesn't want to get out of bed?
You can call or text to let us know at 623-1025.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5. Sorry, I don't say that. That ding threw me off. Did you not remute your
Yes,
Facebook?
stupid Facebook, because I had it unmuted earlier. Yeah, Facebook, they choose which engagement they want to show you.
But yeah, so
But I still see a massive amount, like what was the back to school must have when you were a kid? 4,090 reach and 430 engagement. But on our videos, like none.
But why would it say Gin Tours has none when we have clear interaction with it?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because they lie.
Like, that's not true.
They lie.
We have eyeballs. We can see.
Oh my gosh, there was a shooting over the weekend
Where?
in Joplin.
Where are you seeing that?
In my timeline, or on KIX's timeline. Joplin Police Department shooting investigation on 502 South Joplin Avenue. So it happened at the clubs down there. Officers with the Joplin Police Department were conducting a directed patrol downtown near the bar district. At 1:11, they heard a gunshot that came from around 5th and Joplin. They responded and located an adult male with a single gunshot wound to the chest. They began rendering life-saving medical aid while also dealing with a large crowd. They began searching the area for the suspect, but were unable to locate anyone. Why wasn't that in the news today? Why didn't they have that?
Club XO?
Steel, yeah.
I've never even heard of Club XO.
Yeah, it's the used to be Club 502.
That ding sounded like you've arrived at your destination. Randy, I know a bus driver that bought pencils and laser printed the names on them for each one of his kids this year. That's sweet.
Nice.
Thank you for traveling KIX Air. Please check your seat, collect any and all trash. Please watch your step and grab railings on the way out. And thank you for traveling KIX Air.
I noticed News Talk KZRG did a story on the Oliver Anthony dude.
Oh, they did? Really? Well, I mean, I'm not surprised.
He's talking. He said, "I'm not a good musician. I'm not a very good person. I've spent the last 5 years struggling with mental health and using alcohol to drown it. I'm sad to see the world in the state it's in with everyone fighting with each other. I've spent many nights feeling hopeless. That the greatest country on earth is fading away." He says he's in no hurry to sign a record deal. People in the industry give me blank stares when I brush off $8 million offers. I didn't figure he would be.
Nah, he's not. Not that kind of guy.
No. Which is a good thing for us.
But he blew up just overnight.
Yep. I mean, within 2 weeks, this guy, he had done one show. His first concert was at a county fair in South Carolina, had 500 people at it. The next one had over 10,000.
That's insane.
Later that week, over 10,000. And they were singing the song, which he recorded with a camera, a microphone out in the middle of the woods. Put a little reverb on it, and that was it.
Man, he's getting 192,000 reactions on his posts. This is insane.
Yeah.
124,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Facebook, weird now. You go away from the page and come back to the page. It doesn't update until you actually reload. Stupid.
It is stupid.
So dumb. I am too, Megan, because I'm not in a hurry to me, it's not a radio-friendly type song, especially with the lyrical content. So I'm not in any great anxious rush to play it. And the longer he takes cozying up to the labels, the longer it'll be before he makes it to radio.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he needs radio. I don't think he's that kind of a musician.
Yeah.
I think he is more the video type. Part of the experience in hearing him and everything is watching him.
You know, some folks said the same thing about Zach Bryan, though. They were like, he's not a radio guy.
And I found it really odd that he had the one song that made it to radio. Mm-hmm. It did not do well on radio.
He's not a radio guy.
No,
He's
it's
just
not that kind of song.
Like, he's great online. He's got a beautiful voice, a beautiful presence about him. But
yeah,
just in terms of radio, he's just not it. And that's not to say he's bad.
I think they had to discover that. So it made it out as a radio release. And, you know, we played it, Something in the Orange.
Right.
And it made it up into the upper 20s and then just kind of faded away.
Yeah. It was doing really, really well, and then it just pattered away.
Granger Smith has actually crossed over into the commercial world from Red Dirt. He's had 2 or 3 releases that have done fairly well. And a lot of these guys, ultimately, that is their goal. They want to make a living off of this.
Right.
So
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do I need to add a song?
The thing about it is a lot of them, they want to make a living at it. They want to be successful with it, but they don't want to quantify their standards to do so. And the record label, unfortunately, they have their own formula, their own protection of their investment that they want to require of these artists. A lot of the artists just don't want to meet those standards.
Right.
So, and that's fine.
I could be an airline lady. I've done it before.
Yeah, that's true.
What is this? The call waiting? Thank you for calling. Please find or check out our website for more information. We appreciate your business. I've done that before.
I've done one of those too. Used to do the one here at KIX at Zimmer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole menu thing.
Who does it now?
I don't know. I think it's an automated voice now.
Oh. He's now a preacher, and he wrote a book. Scooby.
So Reddit had a new question out over the weekend about the fastest that you've ever seen someone get fired. We had a guy who came to work here, started that morning. They sent out an email, hey, welcome so-and-so to the building and everything. By 10:30 that morning, he had been fired.
Was he the guy living in the parking lot?
I didn't know about that one. No, this one, they realized he didn't have a valid driver's license. He was, he withheld that information from them about his DUI activity. He had had so many DUIs that he didn't have a valid driver's license, had been suspended. But part of his job requirement was reporting the news. He had to be able to drive to news scenes and stuff, and he had been doing that on his own. Some of you know who this is. Illegally, and was like, I'll just do it like this. He's like, it's okay. They don't catch me. And like, no, you can't be a part of our company. We're liable for you, you know?
Right.
And
right.
So, yeah, they had to fire him. There's one on here. It said, new guy goes to the lunchroom, took lunch. It was the boss's lunch. The boss found him covered in barbecue sauce, told him, I hope it was good. Fired him.
Wow.
First day on the job, a guy gave a coworker a wet willy.
Ew.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Ones to know with today being the first day of school.
What is your most creative way of waking up someone that doesn't want to get up?
Call or text us to let us know, 623-1025.
Here's Billy Currington.
On KIX 102.5.
This guy said new supervisor started selling Amway from his office and to his coworkers. Hinted at favorable treatment for anyone who would buy.
Oh.
When HR came and asked if it was true, he pulled out a catalog and tried to sell them something.
Nuh-uh.
Got fired on the spot.
Good.
I saw a coworker make the big boobs gesture as our boss's wife walked past, with our boss walking right behind her. It was a her. Gone in 5 minutes. A new coworker explained to her supervisor how he found this great loophole for making extra money. If a customer had exact change, he'd just pocket the cash and cancel the order on the register.
What? No.
Dude's first day on the team. As soon as the leader left the area, he leaned over to another guy and threatened that if he didn't do his work for him, he was going to kick his butt after work. Word got up to the managers. He was escorted out. He was there all of 2 hours. On his way over, he knocked over chairs and screamed that he'd be waiting for them in the parking lot.
Oh, come on.
But what I wonder is, how do these people get through the interview process? Don't they need to address that?
Right.
First day of work for this new dude. We pick him up at 7 a.m. He hops into the car and went, "When are we finishing work today? I'm beat. Can you guys buy me a pack of cigarettes? Oh, and just so you know, I only eat meat for lunch." The boss stopped the car and told him to get out. It was 7:03. 3 minutes.
I only eat meat for lunch.
This new guy came in, was suspiciously overzealous. At around 11 o'clock, he took everyone's lunch order and their cash and just never came back.
Uh-huh.
Once upon a time, they were hiring for co-hosts for Morning KIX, and we were auditioning and interviewing people, and we flew in this woman from Michigan who, she got here late. Her flight was late. She smelled really funky. And they had took her to the hotel first so she could freshen up, but she didn't. She had to lay down because she had a headache.
Uh-huh.
So she came to the interview in a T-shirt and sweats, which is what she had worn on the flight here to Joplin. And I'm like, well, all right, I get that. You know, I gave her the benefit of the doubt, but she had an anxiety attack during the interview.
Oh, poor girl.
But got over that real quick. She had to leave the room, go to the bathroom for a while. She came back and she proceeded to tell us everything that we were doing wrong and how she was going to turn stuff around for our station. I think she took something while she was in there. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
An excessive heat warning in effect today could feel as hot as 117. It's 80 in Joplin.
And we're talking about, what do you do? How do you wake up somebody who doesn't want to get out of bed?
I mean, it's the first day of school, and today they may be really gung-ho, those kiddos, about getting up and around, but tomorrow's a totally different story.
So tell us yours. You can text or tell us at 623-1025, and everybody else can try these out on their kids tomorrow and the rest of the week.
So what do you do when your kiddo doesn't want to wake up?
I pull the covers off of them and turn your guys' radio station on, and nothing ever gets them up anything better than your radio station. It's the best around.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, wait a minute. Is that a compliment, though, that gets them out of bed? If it gets them up in a positive way,
I
right?
guess, sure.
I mean,
is he getting up dancing and happy, or is he getting up like, turn it
that
off, please, my ears are bleeding?
What do you do to wake up somebody who doesn't want to get out of bed?
I told my son that the cat had kittens on his bed.
And
he was wide awake and standing up before I told him I was just picking on him.
Gross.
Why is that a thing?
What do you do when someone doesn't want to wake up?
One of my friend's moms one time, we wouldn't get out of bed, and so she froze a water bottle. She'd had it frozen from the night before, and she threw it in bed between us, and we both got out of bed.
We used to dump ice cubes on my little brother, not to get him out of bed, just to watch him squirm.
Oh, mean.
He would sleep in a sleeping bag, and you put him
so
down
mean,
in there.
Randy.
Cannot get away from
What
him.
do you do when you want to wake someone up who doesn't want to wake up?
My kid sleeps with her mouth open, so a good old 9-volt battery does the trick.
Oh my gosh, dude, you can't do that. Are you serious?
It works.
I don't doubt that it does, but that's cruel and unusual, though. You better hope DFS doesn't find out about this.
Well, the one time it made her wet the bed, but...
That's wrong. That's wrong. You can't do that.
Yeah, it works good.
I'm pretty sure you can't.
No, don't do that to someone. That's just mean.
Although I am writing it down.
Randy, quit taking notes. How do you wake up someone who doesn't want to wake up?
623-1025 to text or tell us.
Or tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
I like that one.
So she came back and was telling you everything that she was going to fix about this place.
Oh, yeah. She had plans, what we needed to do, and her idea of the perfect show and everything like that. So,
what was her idea? I'm curious.
I'm not remembering everything. We told her we have kind of a process to the show, and we believe in benchmarks. she thinks that she said, that kind of thing stilted creativity and limited your ability to be improvisational. And I'm like, well, I like to know what's happening. I don't like to trust just to whether you're having a really good on day or not.
Right.
Unfortunately, let's be realistic. Nobody has that much,
We're
creative
human,
ability.
you know?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not always going to be
So it's better to have a basis to build from. And we expressed that, and she's just like, no, I don't agree with that. Was just that adamant. And I'm like, okay. We knew by now this is not a good fit. The unfortunate thing was I still had to take her to dinner. And then she's like, I screwed that up, didn't I? All through dinner, she's like, oh my gosh, I screwed that whole thing up. And she's just freaking out, about to have another panic attack in the middle of Panera Bread down here. It's where we went to eat. It was close, and the hotel was right across the road. So I'm like, let's just get this done.
Was this recent?
Well, not that long ago. I mean, 10 years, 11 years, not that recent.
Mm-hmm.
So she got through the whole dinner experience. I'm like, I'm sure everything's fine. I take that into consideration, whatever. Get her back to her room. She starts calling the station the next morning. I missed my ride to the airport. The car was here. I guess they got tired of waiting on her. She took so long to come down. And then, so the flight wasn't until like 11 o'clock. She didn't get out of her room soon enough, so the hotel was having trouble getting her out, I guess. I heard all about all this secondhand. And then finally, I guess she made it to the airport in time, got on her flight, thank goodness. But she proceeded then to call the radio station 2 or 3 times a day after that. Hey, just checking in with you. I had voicemail after voicemail after voicemail. And can't wait to come on board. I'm sure this is going to be great. And she had the job she knew she did. And then over time, that became this big, I've screwed up, didn't I? I messed it up. She'd go back into it. She was so manic.
That sounds terrible.
And I was like, I went to the general manager at the time. I was like, if you hire her, I'm quitting. Just saying. Don't. It's not, he said, don't worry. We're on the same page on this one. So turns out, she then got a job in Springfield on a station and went there, and my midday guy that I had at the time went to be her co-host, not knowing about any of this interview process that we'd gone through. He was on with her for 3 months and then quit radio entirely. He went into work in insurance.
Wow. That's wild.
She left there after, I think, 6-9 months. She was there and was gone. I don't know what happened to her after that, but
it's not Angie, is it?
I don't know what her name was.
Yeah.
But she got quite a reputation in Springfield. I mean, she went from that station to another one who fired her within like 2 weeks, and she was gone. And so she couldn't get any work in Springfield. Nobody would touch her.
That's too bad.
But it's crazy. The interview process. I was shocked when she got that job. I'm like, who interviewed her?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing during their interview process that they're not able to see? Oh my gosh, red flag city here.
Was it a phone interview? Maybe some people are really good over the phone and not so good in person. Or vice versa.
I don't. Maybe. And if that's all you're doing for a hire as important as that, then that's a major misstep. Did they bring you here?
Oh yeah. I came.
Okay, as part of the interview.
I had like 4 interviews before they actually hired me.
Yeah, we're very, very careful with one like a position like that important.
I mean, before I was hired, period, not even for the morning show, it was like a 4-month process.
And she even had to interview me one day. How long was that? That was quite a...
Oh, man, we had a great conversation for over an hour.
Questions listed and stuff. And
did I tell you I'd Googled you beforehand? I think I told you that. I wanted to know who I was talking with.
Did you find out about the whole CIA thing?
No.
You didn't? It doesn't
thing.
show. Thank goodness they've cleaned that up.
No. I found your Radio Inc.
Did you find about my
PD?
Roper of the Year, the ranch hand experience thing?
That's not a thing either.
My incident with Elvis?
No.
Is that on there?
No. Your bio about 20 more times. I watched a couple of the Facebook Lives. Kind of get an idea of who you were. I did. I Googled him. I Googled Zimmer
Weird.
before I started
Creeper.
working here. I
Creeper.
Googled Tom before our first interview and Mark. And I try to be like if I read about a company and the people there and I'm like.
Now, me, I was the exact opposite. I could have cared less about this place.
Yeah.
I didn't even apply for this job. One of the guys who worked here was a former employee of mine, and he applied for me. He said, I'm going to fill out do a resume and send him some of your audio and stuff. Is that okay? And I'm like, whatever. So, and then they called me and said, would you be interested in coming to Joplin and checking the city out, let us showing you around? I said, what weekend are we talking? And they did, and I looked, and I just happened to not be busy that weekend. And I was like, all right. So we came up and did all that, and they got done showing me, and I was like, thanks. Shook hands, and we left.
Yeah.
And then they proceeded to try to talk me into coming up here for the next 6 months. Watching the live didn't scare you off, Sarah asked? Yeah, you would have thought.
No.
Tell you the good stuff
I
later.
mean, it was so different from what I was doing before. Because I think I told you this. COVID was a very, very big deal where I came from. Like, we weren't even allowed to be in the same studio because they were so scared that if one of us got COVID, then the other one would catch it, and then they'd be without a morning show. And so they kept us in separate studios.
Didn't have any face-to-face interaction.
No, we had to really hone in and learn each other's voices and nuances and how we spoke and things like that. You had to have a really good feel.
That was the major concern, too, at that time, was you had Jen had a red delivery. So a red delivery is someone where you can hear it. Sounds like they're reading. A bit announcery. And that was our concern until I talked with you on the phone. I'm like, she doesn't have that in the conversation. So what we got to do is just steer away from that delivery aspect into more conversation, and everything will be fine. That and a tendency to talk up here.
Yeah, that too.
No, she didn't.
No, it was nothing like that. Like,
I willingly told her my birthday, Floyd.
Morning, Kathy.
And she didn't know she was interviewing for the morning KIX position.
Yeah, I had no idea. They told me that Randy was just a really good. He was really good with personalities, and they were like, we really trust him to bring on talent for our company and onboard them and do training and things like
They
that.
actually said that?
Yeah.
Losers.
So that's how they
positioned that.
Positioned it to me.
We had, and the conversations that we had at that time, we didn't realize we were going to need a co-host or a replacement co-host for Morning KIX. It was just thought, hey, it would be really good to have a talent in the building that we could move to if she was agreeable for you. So they wanted me to sign off on her, and then they moved her into the creative department. And as far as she knew, that was all she was going to be doing. Well, although I think you probably had some inkling.
I had an idea.
KIX 102.5, the four states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Wanted to know, how do you wake someone up?
623-1025.
Here's Chris Young.
On KIX. Which, to be honest, is the same thing they did to me. You know, when they moved me here, it was not for KIX 102.5. It was they were hiring me, and all I cared about is, what are you paying me? I'll do whatever. You know, I can do any job in radio. And so the idea is that I would work in the creative department, and they put me on Big Dog. So I went by the name Roach for the first month on Big Dog. Roach in the afternoon. So they had all these plans and everything, but they didn't communicate them to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was on Classic Hits. I was doing nights because they didn't have anyone in that position, and they knew they were going to need someone in middays on that station because.
And we were listening to you a lot.
The actual host was getting ready to have her baby.
Yep.
So I was Jenny Fox on there.
All righty. Let's see. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about your most favorite or least favorite school lunches when you were in school.
Pizza.
Frito pie. Love Frito pie.
You had Frito pie?
Yeah, they had a really good Frito pie. And they give you cheese to put on it. You could do as much cheese you wanted.
Sprinkled cheese or nacho cheese?
Sprinkle cheese.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, but my favorite, most favorite was the breakfast. Oh my gosh.
You just love breakfast.
They did the most amazing breakfast at our school, and they didn't. Breakfast was not a thing until I got into high school, and that's when they started serving breakfast state, all across Missouri in area schools. And so I would do everything in my power. That's the one thing that would get me up early so I could make it to school in time to eat breakfast for class.
Yeah.
And they were awesome, every single one of them. They had waffles some day, pancakes other day, but biscuits and gravy was a regular thing, and all of it was just awesome.
Mm-hmm. I loved the chicken nuggets with the mashed potatoes and the biscuit. And what we would do in my school is you poke a hole in the biscuit and kind of hollow it out, and then you pour your mashed potatoes into the little hole, and you stick your chicken nugget into the biscuit, and you eat it, and it was so
Nice.
good.
I like that. I hated they had a boiled chicken breast, slimy and everything, so I just didn't even go to the cafeteria. No. That always served with the limp green beans that day.
No.
Hated that.
Boiled chicken's only good if you're going to shred it up and then put a bunch of mayo or something on it. Otherwise, it's just no good.
No, that's
like a
awful
chicken
too.
salad or something.
No, I don't like chicken salad.
Well, you're not a big chicken
Get
person
rid of the
anyway.
Mayo. I don't need
Here we
mayo.
go. 5 seconds. Morning KIX takeover.
Yes, thank you. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:48.
An excessive heat warning in effect today. It could feel as hot as 117. It's 80 in Joplin.
Morning KIX takeover starting in just 5 minutes, so you still got time to go on the KIX app and pick your songs before we start playing them off to make your week perfect.
But with today being the first day of school, we're talking about waking those kiddos up in the morning.
What is your best way of waking up someone that does not want to get out of bed?
You can call or text to let us know at 623-1025.
What's your best way of waking someone up?
The same technique my father used about 20 years ago.
Which was?
I slid a cup of water on their face.
Just splash a cup of water on their face?
Yeah, that'll get them out of bed quicker than anything.
Not very creative, though.
Yeah, but it works, right?
Yeah, I guess if it works.
What's your most creative way to wake someone up who doesn't want to be woken up?
Freeze marbles.
Yes.
Freeze marbles and do what with them?
Put them in bed with them.
Yeah, no matter where they roll, those marbles go right towards them.
Oh my gosh, that's just mean.
It's genius is what it is. That's the best idea of all.
What is your go-to way to wake up someone who doesn't want to get up?
I kind of like that guy with the ice bucket challenge. My little brother lived with me for a while, and he was a bear to get up. So I would stand back with a water bottle, the coldest water I could get, and squirt him with it. He'd grab the blanket, and I'd yank it off of him, and I'd get him every time.
And then he'd jump up and chase you around the house, right?
Yes, he'd get up mad, but he would be up.
He is a bear in the morning. Must have gotten up on the left side of the bed that day.
Brandy, do not start that. That's not how that goes. It's
that's
the wrong side of the bed. Brandy, how do you wake up someone who doesn't want to be woken up on the right side of the bed?
Left side is the wrong side.
Brandy?
My husband would go in when the kids started school to the boys and go, wakey, wakey, hands off snakey.
Why are they taking a snake to bed?
Some people are weird like that.
I was like, what?
I would do the same sort of thing, only what's weird is I had daughters.
Oh, yeah?
What is your most creative way of waking up someone who does not want to get up?
Text us to let us know at 623-1025.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
Morning KIX takeover just 3 minutes away.
On KIX 102.5. Hi there, Morning KIX. Hello.
Morning. What is your most creative way to wake up someone who doesn't want to wake up?
It wasn't me. It was my dad. He would get a metal lid off of a pan with a metal spoon and beat the heck out of that.
Bong, 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 bong.
You know, my grandma would do the same thing with a mustard jar and a wooden spoon, and it was so annoying. But it got you up.
Yeah, say your head's going to be the next thing I'm beating on if you don't get out of bed right now. Thanks for calling.
Have a great day. Holy cow. QC Kinetics just turned in a ton of stuff.
For me?
They got radio spots, tons of dubs. Dubs needs production.
Is there an endorsement script?
Yeah.
Great. I'm saying I just closed the one I had open. Hi there, Morning KIX. What is your best way of waking up somebody that doesn't want to get out of bed? Let him hear his phone.
So you...
Did you say you sucked on her toes?
Wait, what are you doing to her toes?
We can't hear you. Your phone's horrible.
Is this something we can say on the radio?
Are you inside a cement mixer? Okay, it sounds like you're in a cement mixer.
Just go for wee. That's one way to wake up.
Thanks for calling.
What was he
Gosh,
doing
people.
to toes?
I don't know. Shaving her toes.
At
Tasting her
first, I
toes.
thought he said he was cutting them off.
All right, so tomorrow, talking about school lunches, we'll have a tribute to the lunch lady.
Twisted Takes Tuesday.
Yeah, all that
An
stuff.
update on the blind side, what's going on there.
Yeah, that whole story.
Because there's a whole other layer to it now. Apparently, it's not what we all thought it was.
Yeah, it looks like this, unfortunately. We were looking at the Tuohys as if they were the bad guys in this situation, but it may not be because it looks like Michael Orr is a bit of an opportunist. And I
Right.
know when we picture this guy, we all think of the guy from the movie.
Right.
But you got to remember that may not be an accurate representation of the people involved.
Unfortunately. Not Sandra Bullock and Tim McGraw.
Yeah, they're the good guys, apparently.
We'll find it. We'll talk more about it tomorrow.
So have a great rest of your Monday, everybody.
Bye.